This is KB and welcome to Minecraft 1.14, where today we need to build an automatic flower farm because we need to get some dye together, and this won't be no ordinary flower farm because we don't need those stupid seeds, so we'll just auto compost it, get some bone meal. The other thing I want to do, if we have time for it, is to improve and upgrade the village. I at least still have my villagers that are safely tucked away in the well. Make sure no pillagers kill them. Now, before we get into all of this, I just want to say welcome to all of you new subscribers that joined since my last video. Thank you for joining me. And if there's any new humans out there watching, thanks for watching. So obviously, before we can get to any details of any things, we have to take a look at some updates, things that happened since our last episode. And one thing is, I made some enchanted gear, fire protection, unbreaking on the elytra. I do want mending for it. Don't know how I'll get that. Maybe fishing. I haven't been fishing a lot because I'm not a fan of it, but maybe. Got some protection. I don't know if this protection on my shoes cancels that out. Does it double up? I don't know. Got some feather falling. I made another efficiency unbreaking pickaxe, but I want to get silk touch on it, so I just left it, not touching it now. And then, yes, we have to take our first flight on camera. I did test out the elytra, but this is our first official on-camera flight. Thank you. I love it. This is gonna change a lot of things. But let's not get distracted now. I'm quickly gonna take you to my creative test world. Ooh, no. First person. No. Ah! Ooh. Quickly gonna take you to my creative test world to show you the design I came up with. And then we're gonna build it right there at the back. We are in creative world, and let me show you the design I originally wanted to use. I was watching one of Jevon's videos, and he made this shifting floor design that has a bone meal dispenser at the bottom, but I just couldn't figure it out. And that just still doesn't work. So then I went ahead and I tried to figure out another design, but then I would need slime for it. And in the end, I was unhappy with all of this because I want to figure it out on my own, so I just invented something else. I am very happy with the design I came up with, and I'll give you a quick run through of it. At the top we have a water bucket that gets dispensed over this space to take away all of the flowers and the grass that grows and put them into this dispense system, storing them over there. But then we sort out all of the seeds into the composters and just put the bone meal back into the system. Bone meal fires from the bottom to actually get the flowers to grow. And then we have a redstone circuit that makes all of this happen. We have a clock running that, as you can hear, dispenses the bone meal. Then, at the back, we have another circuit that firstly goes down to make the droppers send all of the bone meal up into the dispenser at the top. And our final circuit comes to the back. It's a clock. Sorry, it's a clock that runs dispensing the water. Now, we'll go into detail with all of these things as we build it. This is just a light overview, and can we actually let it run now? There we go. There you see it running. And flowers should be coming. Yes, flowers are coming through. There we are. That is my design. I am very proud of this. I tried to make it as clean and lean as possible, and I'm sure there's some improvements we can make on this, and feel free to let me know of any ways I can improve this. But yes, I'm very proud of this. Now we can go build it in survival. So back in survival, the first thing you want to do is measure out the area where you want to build this. I'm gonna build it underneath the ground because I want to hide most of it, especially redstone parts of it. So what you want to do is dig out a 24 by 9 area, and I'm gonna go down by 6 blocks. The area is dug out, and I do want to make one quick correction. Rather dig out a 10 by 25 space 6 blocks down, because then you can add in floors and walls to it. And as you can see, I already started adding the floor in. And the walls, I'm not sure what I want to do with it. I think I'm just going to go with dirt, because this is just maintenance level. So I want it to look underground. I want it to look as if it's maintenance. I don't know exactly what we'll do with that. For now, I'm gonna make the walls dirt, add in these floors, and then we can go ahead and actually start building the flower farm. The floor and the walls are in, and I decided to go with cobblestone and keep it simple, but add some depth to it. And I'm happy with that, because this is just basement level things, just maintenance area. That means it's time to actually build this flower farm, and right next to me you can see I have my shulker box, and inside is all the items you will need to build this flower farm. So you can pause and write these down or check these out. I do have some extra dirt blocks just as scaffolding to get my heights and things for everything. That will be the resources you will need. Now what I'm gonna do, I'm going to start off by building the grass block in the middle where the flowers will actually be growing. We will add the dispenser system in there. We'll get the dropper side, basic setup, and then we'll come back. Though, let me just take everything with me. I'll pick you up as well. So now what you want to do is find wherever the back will be. For me, it's on this side. And then you measure 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 blocks in, 1 block over. And then we want, it's going to be glass, block, dirt. We go up by 1, 2. Glass, block, dirt. And then you can take away all of this, because that was just to measure. So it's 8 over this way, 1 block over that way, and then you want to make a 5 by 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I want to shift it to this side. You can see it's a little bit off because the chest was kept in mind for this measurement. The chest where the flowers end up in. That makes it 1 off, which is fine. It's not a problem. That's 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that is the dirt space where the flowers will be growing. Now what we can do is go at the edge, just give that a trim like this, and I'm using a light blue dyed concrete, because this is the color I want to start incorporating into my world, because it's my branding. I'll add some orange here and there as well, and then on top of that I will just add glass, because that's what I want to do for this as well. And the outside, you can see I'm touching this side, not that side. We'll decorate that later on. In the middle at the back, we're going to have a dispenser, because we do need water to be dispensed into this space. And on the opposite side, we'll go ahead, and I need to get out of here. We'll go ahead and place a slab right there, just to stop the water from coming out. Now I do need to go inside again. I need to place the bottom dispenser, which will be in the middle. Over there, dispenser. This will dispense the bone meal that will come into this space. Now the one thing I do not have here, I have to sacrifice that there. I do not have a way for grass to get in here. So we'll do that for now. Get the grass to grow, but then we can continue. Build the next phase. Oh boy, I made a mistake. I'm sorry. We need to shift this over by 1. Sacrificing glass. Because we need to add the hoppers. I keep messing up with hoppers. Keep calling them dispensers. So we do need hoppers that need to go out this way. Remember to aim them into each other like that. Now we can go ahead and add this outside trim again. There. Take this away. Remember your slab on top of that. Clean this up. It's a little bit messy, this start. But I'm trying to build it off of memory, so that's fine though. It's not a problem, because we're hanging out. We're chilling. We're hanging out. So now we can just gloss up that. And that should be the space. So at the back you want to have a 5 by 6 space to build this redstone clock at the back. And you want to, right at the edge here, run down some steps, because we're going to have redstone coming in this way. Then you want to add a repeater into a block with a comparator going out of it. From there, we can add our redstone straight into that. But now we need to build a clock here. So you want 2 repeaters, put them on maximum ticks, and then you add your redstone wire to the side of the comparator, and then make sure to right click your comparator so that it, what's the word? It extracts the signal, I think. So now we can just test this by adding a lever. We can do there. And that should be a clock dispensing water and removing water. Dispensing water. So this one is functional, but we're not placing that over here. So this clock actually works and it will keep pulsing. The next step then is to add the lever to switch this whole machine on. So right at the edge of this block, go 1 in, and then you bring it out by, so make sure you get that right spot. 1, 2, on the 3rd block, you place your lever. And just to make sure you measured it right, you will place a repeater, a full block, and then it should be underneath. So 1, 2, 3rd block. Then you should be underneath. So when you stand against this block, you look straight up, it should be underneath your platform there. So from here on, we will take a comparator. So let me just explain nicely. Lever, repeater, block. This will send a signal into the block. We need to comparator that out again. Right click. Comparator that out of there. We send it into a repeater that we put on the second last slot. So there's 1, 2. Click 1, 2 times. I need to learn the words and terminology, but then you send that in there, and this will create a clock that is faster than the one at the back, because we only have 1 repeater at the back. That signal then you want to repeater into a block. At the side of the block, place a redstone torch. And I don't have another block. I need to go find another block. But on top of it, you'll have a block. And there you heard it firing. So if we switch this on, the dispenser should keep firing. That is your clock to connect the dispenser with. I hope I explained this nicely, because I feel I didn't. But it works, and you can see how it goes. So let's switch this off. Now we need to connect this lever up with a clock at the back. So right at the edge here, we'll add a repeater. We'll add some lines. And then we're going to be building something on that side. So we need to add another repeater here just to separate the signal and to strengthen the signal to actually get to the back here. And just connect that up with your redstone line. So repeater out of this clock into a line. You go 1, 2, 3, 4th block, repeater again into this connection. So let's switch all of this on and see if it works. This is firing here, dispenser. I can hear the water system is firing at the back. We just need grass to grow. I might need to get silk touch to make that happen. That is an issue for the end. And this technically is fully operational now. You are able to bone meal and to collect things at the end here with the water system. And this is fully functional. But we're not happy with that. We're gonna get a lot of seeds out of this. So we need to make sure that we get rid of those seeds by composting them. And by doing that, you create a system where you can add bone meal back into your system. It won't keep it stocked, but it will slow down the loss process of losing your bone meal. So the next thing you can do is, from your hopper, you can go out by 1, 2 hoppers, and then you can go 1, 2, 3 hoppers that way and place your chest, because that will be collection. And this space will allow us to add more chest at the bottom if we want to. Then the block right next to that, you'll dig down by 3 blocks and 5 across. So 1, 2, 3 with a 5 across. I just made these steps so I can get down here. And then right in line with this, you'll go 7 blocks across, connecting up with this side. So right next to your repeater, you'll go 1, 2, 3 steps down and just connect it with the other side. I hope that makes sense. It should be fine. Now the next step is we want to grab some dirt, and right at the edge here, we just drop down by 3, because we want to aim hoppers straight in that direction. So 2 like that. I'll leave the dirt for now. Then what we need to do is come across with 3 blocks. And what we're doing here is we're going to build the locking mechanism so we can sort the seeds out of this. So right out of this hopper, you will take a comparator signal. You will redstone dust across like that. Then I'll need to clear this out because over here, we do need to place a repeater at the bottom there. So you have comparator, redstone line, into a repeater at the bottom, because this redstone line will power the whole block, getting a signal that side. We take away this block so we can place a redstone torch, which should effectively lock this. So let's add in, there we go, it fires. So we add in just some cobblestone just to lock those slots. Okay, for the next spot then, come around this side and right underneath your dispenser, just place a dropper like that, because we now need to go to the other side. If I even reach, let me take this block away real quick. I just need to get some hoppers in here. I'm sure I can take, that's the redstone dust. Just get these hoppers in here, because you want them to be aiming into the dropper. Now I just need to place that dude back. Now we just want to take all of the hoppers to come through this side so that we don't need to do anything at the bottom here anymore. I'll just bring it straight through all the way to this edge. And right on top of that, you'll place your composters. And that is the extraction of the composters, taking all of the bone meal and placing it into this dropper at the bottom, which now we can add more droppers on top of that, leading into the dispenser, and we'll power that from this side, which we'll get to in a second. So with these composters over there, we can go ahead and take away this dirt, place a temporary block on that side, because now we want to feed items. I don't have enough hoppers. What's wrong? No. It's fine. So a temporary block there. You hopper straight across like that. Then we want a block over here. We want a comparator going into that block. Place a torch on the side of the block. And I don't have a repeater. But once you do have a repeater, you place it right next to the comparator like that. We will add blocks straight across with a redstone dust going in like that. So what happens now is this torch is active, sending a signal through these redstone dusts, actively locking the bottom hoppers. Or is it the top? So you need an item to flow through into this hopper, sending a redstone signal out, switching this torch to off, unlocking them and allowing all of the bone meal to go straight down into the composters at the same time, and which means we just need to add in hoppers going straight into that, and that will do it for that system. So I'm going to leave this open so I can actually see what goes on at the bottom here in case things go wrong, whatever the case may be. Now the last step for the system is just to take this line down. So for this last bit of redstone, you do need to place a block over there. Come down, add a redstone torch on top of it, and place dust over there. And then you just bring this dust to the back here, because now you can see it. If you place the torch over there, it will send a redstone signal throughout the space. But if you place it on the side of the block, it kind of inverts the signal. So now you need a full signal to come through for anything to happen at the bottom. Which means let's get some bone meal in this dude, which the water's running. Just switch it to the other side. Test it. We can actually place the bone meal straight in the bottom. So let's go add bone meal on this side. That should go through, right? Yes, that's going through. And now we go to the top and we switch this guy on to see, is the bone meal bone meal's going straight up, which means, oh, it's gonna be laggy, which means that's going up. This signal's coming through, firing that, and you can hear the planting happening. All of these hoppers is gonna make it a bit laggy, but only run this when you need it. And there we can see the flower farm is actually running. So you can't leave this running if you want to be doing other things, unfortunately. So there is obviously some smart solutions to not use hoppers, which I don't know those yet. I need to learn those. This should be working nicely. And there you can see I'm getting flowers from this flower farm. The farm has been running for a few minutes. Let's see. Composting is happening. That's 41. Cobblestone is locked, so the seeds will run through, and you can see it firing on this side. It's a bit laggy when you get close to it, but once you walk away, it's not as laggy. Just one note. Remember, this torch was on that side. Remember to place it against the block that's right next to the repeater. Otherwise, it won't lock the seeds to fire at the same time. And that means we can check the chest. There you have it. Those seeds shouldn't be there. Is it running through? I saw this in my testing as well. It's not super perfect if this thing is locked up. Yes, that should do it for this farm. This is an automated dye farm, and the last thing to do is just to cover up the redstone at the bottom, which I'll take the time to do, and it shouldn't interfere with anything anywhere. This lag is a bit serious. I'm gonna switch this dude off. And I am going to have to call this episode here. I really wanted to do some decorating and stuff, but I never get to it, because in the episodes I want to decorate, there's too much to do with this project. I did not know it's going to take so long, and we're over my normal time. Yes, that's going to do it for this episode. If you enjoy it, feel free to give it a like. And if you're new here and you like these kind of videos, feel free to subscribe. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.